My Child of Ages is an action-adventure 3D platformer in traditional romantic fashion, featuring a young woman's coming of age as she travels through time. To her, the past, present, and future are all happening simultaneously, and she is capable to interface with each of them to alter the flow of reality and perhaps change fate. This immensely powerful premise is utilized well by the game's heartfelt story, full of philosophical pontification on humanity's legacy and the war-torn world we'll leave behind. It delivers these themes through brief dialogue exchanges, environmental storytelling, and most of all, gameplay. Child of Ages seeks to seamlessly meld mechanics and narrative by incorporating the passage of time and Mai's characterization into every interactive element. Because Mai is naturally curious and adventurous, she bounces carefree through the environment. Because she sees the beauty and utility in everything around her, everything you grab feeds back into a light crafting system. And when you transform into her adult self, you feel the weight of time. She gasps and groans for breath, exchanging her frolicking and flipping for sword and shield, combating the dark machines left in humanity's wake as the chaotic remnants of nature tear the very earth asunder. It's evocative, haunting, and beautifully realized through visual, thematic, and design expertise. It helps, of course, that the gameplay loop itself is engaging. Child of Ages instantly begins exploring its combat and platforming mechanics, introducing you to a host of unique limitations, abilities to overcome said limitations, and tons of state-switching puzzles. More state-switching puzzles than you could possibly imagine. No idea, no weapon, no item, no mass of land is left without some dutiful role. This is a proper, oftentimes daunting epic, and although the sheer volume of combat encounters, platforming gauntlets, and time travel trials breeds inevitable exhaustion, nothing feels lazily implemented. Still, it is the game's obsession with scope, with grand enormity, that ultimately drags it down. There are many massive rooms with too much open space to traverse, and endless hallways stuffed full of harmless enemies, both of which pad out playtime. And your reward for solving the countless multifaceted puzzles in these expansive areas? Yet another much too large area with a much too complex puzzle. Child of Ages really puts you through your paces, at times comically so. There are sometimes veritable odysseys which involve multiple platforming gauntlets, time travel, state-switching blocks, and harrowing combat, only to reward you with one of 3 keys needed to open a single door. It starts to wear down the soul after a while. To further bolster the brain-draining tedium, late-game environments are often entirely lacking in visual indicators, which led to me frequently finding out-of-bounds softlocks as I tried desperately to locate the next critical objective. Whenever I did finally carve a path forward, I always felt like I'd done something wrong, like I couldn't possibly have engaged with the mechanics properly. In the end, it doesn't matter how challenging the combat is, how functional the puzzles are, how compelling the themes might be, because after my 50th overlong enemy encounter, 43rd pressure plate puzzle, 36th agonizingly empty hallway, and 16th game-breaking technical issue, I was begging for it all to end. More is not always better, and while it is incredibly impressive that an indie developer crafted a work of this scale, it would have been far better for everyone involved to deliver a smaller, more polished, streamlined experience. This is the first game in a long while to make me feel a genuine sense of awe and wonder, but it is spread far, far too thin.